series yesterday on Beyond Words. We weren't able to complete it before our time elapsed, and we promised to do a part two today. And here we are on the part two of Beyond Words. Beyond Words, helping your child build the social skills for everyday success. Beyond Words, helping your child build the social skills for everyday success. Alrighty, please go and call your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, your siblings, and your village people. Please invite them, tell them we are live, tell them something interesting is going on here, tell them the person mom is live so they can join. And if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do so and turn on your notifications so you will see whenever we come live and whenever we post anything out there. And thank you for doing so. God bless you. It's such an amazing day beyond words. In this series, or this month, we'll be talking about social skills generally, because we're trying to dissect areas that children are naturally having difficulties in. We're trying to talk about the areas that affect children on the spectrum. Last month, we did on foundation for helping children on the spectrum thrive, and we talked about nutrition. It was an extensive one. We talked about nutrition, and a lot of persons got value. Feedbacks are still coming in, and I'm grateful to God for that and for the privilege. This month, we decided to talk about social skills, because social skills are one of the areas in which children on the spectrum are seriously affected. They find it difficult. It doesn't just come to them naturally, what comes to others. So social skills are areas where children on the spectrum are affected, and we decided to talk about social skills today. Who have been on this journey with us? How many of you have been following so far? It has been an amazing ride, and I'm glad to be doing this, and I'm happy. It's such an thank you so much, Mr. Michechas. Wow, thank you for joining. Thank you for following so far. It's a real privilege, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate the effort you've put into this. I can tell you for free, your efforts will not go unrewarded. You will see changes in the lives of your children. Thank you so much. So today we are talking about beyond words, helping your child build the social skills for everyday success. Yesterday we talked about, the areas where they could have support. I was talking about something yesterday. Children not having words, not being able to socialize, how you could help them, how you could help them to integrate that, how they could migrate from that level of that low self-esteem, of being shut in their world, or just being on their own. So we really debt on that, and we're going to be continuing from that. One thing you want to pray for is for a child to be independent. Is that not so? Most parents, if you ask them one thing they pray their child will be able to do independently in the future, some will say they want their child to be able to answer questions on their own. Some will say they want their children to be able to live that independent life. They want their children to be able to take turns. They want their children to be able to make friends. They want their children to be able to, so every answer, it depends on one thing: relationship. If we should collect the answers from everyone when asked that questions, you will realize that it's tied to relationship. Every one of them is tied to relationship, because no one succeeds life completely alone. No one succeeds in life completely alone. Whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's church business, whether it's marriage, social skills matters. And yesterday we talked about social skills. That it simply means the ability to relate, interact with people. Because many people think that social skills is just means talking. They just mean social skills means you're able to just talk to somebody. No, many people think so, which is not correct. So they don't realize that social skills, they are more than just a child talking. Social skills are everyday skills that helps us to live peacefully and successfully. Not just talking, it helps us to live peacefully and successfully with other people. And this could include greeting, it could include asking for help, it could include waiting, taking turns, listening, following simple instructions. It could include sharing. It's not just about talking. It includes respecting personal spaces. It includes reading facial expressions. Many people, even some adults, don't know how to read facial expressions. It could mean managing emotions. So many don't have emotional intelligence. They don't know how to manage their emotions. And this doesn't just come naturally to children with developmental issues. They need to be taught. Some don't know how to join conversations. Some don't know how to solve conflict. This includes solving conflicts. It includes saying thank you. It includes, you can just give them something, they just take it and they walk away. It includes saying thank you. It includes accepting no. This is a strong one. They don't want to get no for an answer. Whenever they want anything, they want it, and it must be at that time. So they don't want to hear hold on. They don't want to hear wait, give me a little time. They don't want to hear no. They just want, I want this, take it. I am going this way, go. I want to do this, do. And life doesn't happen that way. It's not something that is drawn by an artist. You just say it's all figured out, it's all painted. No. So we need to realize this. That it's not just about talking. It's about all this and many more. Because these little skills shape big future. These little skills shape big futures. One mistake that parents make is parents focus on correcting behaviors. We have said this severally here. Parents focus on correcting behavior, but we have also know that behavior is just the surface. So we will not be going deep into that. Behavior is just the surface. It's not the main thing. There are things, there are reasons why that behavior is there. There are things why behavior is there. We also talked about that yesterday, shouting, crying, and all that. But below that is fear, anxiety, confusion, poor communication. If a child is not able to communicate, there will be anxiety. Have you seen some people that status, those ones, customers, if they are not able to express themselves, they get more angry. How many of you notice that? You have someone that status around you. If they want to tell you something or they want to pass an information, probably they are accused of something they didn't do. If you find out that as they're trying to explain and they're having that difficulty explaining what they want to say, the anger creeps in. That's how it is with children on the spectrum. If they are not able to express themselves, they tend to be aggressive. If they're not able to explain what they want, they tend to be, they throw tantrums. They become aggressive, impulsive, because that expression, their inability to express comes out as those behavioral issues. It comes out as those challenges that you are seeing. You see that poor communication, sensory overload. Sensory overload. When you see some children, they get into highly sensitive environment. It could be the place of worship where sound is so loud, music is going on in a very high tone, and the children can't cope. You see them restless, they start jumping. You are seeing the behavior, but something led to that. The sensory sensitivity led to that behavior that we are now seeing, that the child is now restless, the child is not spinning, is jumping. You just see they're steaming, they're doing all manner. So you'll be wondering, why is this child like this? Why can't it just stay still? Meanwhile, the reason for that is not just that they cannot stay still. Something is triggering that stuff that is making them restless, that is making them hyperactive, that is making them behave in that manner. So you need to realize that the reason for the behaviors is the main issue. Not that I don't when I'm coaching parents, I don't bother to force to work on behavior. Do this. Behavior is not what you need to work on like that. No, you don't get it that way. You work on the issues affecting the behaviors. You work on the reasons for the behavior. Like I said, children might go to a place where so much light and they can't tell you that this light is affecting me. I'm sensitive. Or you as an adult, there's some persons that react to maybe there's have you heard of that sound trying to walk or maybe you pour water in a mat. Imagine that mat, there's this mat you use for children. Water is on this and you are using your leg to squeeze it. That sound it makes in the ear, it makes you will never focus. You just be as it just be giving that tingling sound, that that sensitive, feeling. That's how it is with these children when they are so sensitive to light. You see them, they are spinning, they are shouting, they are just waiting. Some are just they just behave in a very different manner, and you'll be wondering that why is that is when they go out and they behave like this because something is causing that reaction. It could be that they are reacting to crowds. Some don't like to see that crowd. They just like that their space, they be in their world. So when they see that crowd, when they see people, they see them reacting anyhow. It's not because they don't like people. It's not because they don't want to see people. They don't know how to cope in the presence of that crowd. So behavior is not the issue, but what is training the behavior. That is one thing you should realize, and that's why it's essential to build those social skills. Because when we punish behavior, we miss the message. When we punish the behavior, because our children are often saying, I don't want to be difficult. I am not stubborn. I am not trying to stress you. But I don't know any other way to behave. I don't know any other way. That's it. And this truth, if you know it, it will change everything. A child who cannot communicate appropriately was something we said yesterday. We often behave inappropriately. You heard that. A child who cannot communicate appropriately, we often behave inappropriately. That's why a person that is stammering, that cannot say what he wants to say clearly, you see, I've seen one as was just accused of something, was trying to clear his name, he just pick something from the floor, boom, it hits the person. Because he's not able to really bring out the words in the manner he or she wants to. So, because when you realize this, you realize that these children are not just bad. It's not as if they are trying to be mean. It's because behaviors fills the gap where skills are missing. Behavior fills the gap where skills are missing. Children do well when they can. When they can, they do well. When they cannot, they need teaching. So parents teach children the social skills they need. They do well when they can, not just correction. So and yesterday we just go through what we said. We talked about the 5 social skills every child needs. 5 social skills every child needs. And we talked about learning to communicate needs, which this is the foundation. Learning to communicate needs, because children always have this that are on the spectrum. Learning to communicate needs. So that's why you need to teach them to say, help me. You need to teach them to say, I am tired. Teach them to say, I need a break. I am hungry. Because when they're not able to communicate that they are hungry, that's when you see these behavioral issues. I learned this also in a very, would I say, unpleasant manner. At first, I was wondering, why is this child always doing this? Until I realized that there is always a reason for this. When they're not able to communicate their needs, they're not able to tell you that I am hungry, they start crying, hitting the fridge. They might go to the pot where that food is. If you are not sensitive, that's why as parents, you need to be observant. You need to be very sensitive. You need to pay attention to the things that are not said. Look in between the lines and read it between the lines. What is this child trying to say? Why would this child just sit down and hit the brother? Why would you just sit down and just, do this? Somebody I was counseling someone 2 days ago. Was telling me what the child is doing, that is to be pouring saliva on people, spitting on. I said something is causing it. You will not just sit there and be pouring saliva on people. Another time that it was biting. So I also started letting her know that also parasites could be an issue. That's not our topic for today. You have to, handle those parasites, because when children are having parasite issues, they start steaming. You see steaming, some of them will start scratching their butts, So you need to do those parasite cleanse. So I had to go through it. That's why one-on-one is very important. If you are not having someone coaching you on this, it could be very overwhelming. I know she left very excited 2 days ago after we've spoken, because it became like a relief. So always look for professionals when doing this. Always look for those that have gone ahead when it comes to this journey. They have seen it. It has happened. They felt it. The practicality of it. It's not just theory. It's not just, things that are just read out there. No. So I opened our eyes to see that some of these things, they are caused by behaviors. So I started asking questions, because not just because if it was just someone who is not schooled, who does not know what they're doing, we'll just talk about, behavior. How do we handle the behavior? No, something caused that behavior. We started looking, checking what happened before then. Where was the child? How did the child sleep? How many hours did the child sleep? By the time we checked everything, the answer was not far. So it's very important when talking about behavior. So learn to teach children to say, I am hungry. Learn to teach children to say, I do not understand. If they don't have these words, let them learn to communicate. Let them learn to communicate. Because if they don't have these words to say, you see them, they start screaming. They start hitting others. Instead. I have seen this countless and what people call, my child is hitting. I said, there is something this child is trying to say to you that you are not able to understand. And that's why the child is constantly hitting, trying to tell you what is going on. That's why they are screaming. That's why they are doing all sorts. So we also talked about the second aspect, which was learning to understand feelings. It was dealt with yesterday. So because many children feel that emotions, but they cannot name them. So if a child cannot say, I am angry, they may throw a toy. Because if you don't want to do that, they cannot express, this thing you did, I'm angry, I'm upset about it. They throw a toy. If they cannot say, I am scared, they will just cling to you. You see them hugging you and wonder what's happening, because they can't express that. They can't say that I am angry, I'm scared. So teaching feeling words every day is very exciting. It's very important. Happy, sad, let them know emotions. Let them know angry, I'm angry, sad, happy. Let them know all this is very crucial. Excited, I'm nervous, I am disappointed. You can even use mirror to model this. Storybooks, family photos, daily conversations. Use all this to teach this. Emotional vocabulary reduces emotional explosions. When there are more words, those explosions, those anger, those things that occur will naturally go. And number 3, we talked about learning to play with others. Some children it doesn't just happen to them. Play is not just play. Play is where children learn to take turns. That's where they learn waiting. They don't just naturally know how to play. Because in play, they learn sharing, they learn negotiation, they learn family rules, they learn solving disagreements. We're talking about conflict resolution. In play, they learn all this. So some children need these keys broken down into small steps. They need these keys. So don't just tell your child to go and play. Teach them how to join a game. Teach them what to do if another child says no, because this is tough. So teach them, let them know. And number 4, talk about learning flexibility. Let you know that things will not always go the way they want. They might be that they eat dinner by 5. There are sometimes it might happen and they are not taking it by 6. Let them know. Children need opportunity to practice handling disappointment. So sometimes their favorite snack is not available. What do? Someone might just get the turn first before them. Plans change. So this moment become opportunities to teach resilience. instead of panic, because what will naturally set in is panic. What will naturally creep in is panic. So let them know and teach them resilience to know that things will happen. This is life. It's not something that is, we are not just in a robotic way, we are not living a drawn, like I always say, life is not what artists drew. Like there's mistake, you just erase it and go back. No. So things will always happen that are not expected. Things will always happen that are not planned for. So give them age appropriate responsibilities. That's number 5 we talked about, learning independence. Let them have age appropriate responsibility, because social confidence grows when children feel capable. Social confidence grows when children feel capable. Give them age appropriate responsibility. Let them learn to carry their bags. They come back from school, let them learn to carry their things inside. Don't just be the one doing it for them. Let them learn to greet visitors. Let them learn to pay for an item in the shop. Support them, just go with them and guide them on how to do that. Let them learn to introduce themselves. Don't introduce your children. When people ask, who are you? Oh, how old are you? What's your name? You jumping. His name is Emeka. No. Why is Emeka? I've seen something in my hand. I'm always using Emeka. Oh, how old are you? He's 20 years old. No, don't speak for them. Let them learn to introduce themselves. Not somebody's asking your child, how are you? You are telling them he's fine or she is fine. Why? Let them learn it. Let them learn it. If they don't learn it today, when will they learn it? And what they don't learn, they will not be able to express it. Let them learn it to express themselves, to be able to introduce themselves, to be able to do all these things. Now, we're talking about 3 things that build social skills faster. 3 skills that build social skills faster. Parents often ask, what activities should I buy? These skills will build social skills faster than worksheets. It will build social skills faster than workbook. You need to realize this. Sometimes the best teaching doesn't cost anything. It is not until it is well documented and all that we learn a lot, you learn in passing. Because sometimes the best teaching doesn't cost anything. You need to realize that. 1, talk with your child, not only to your child. Talk with your child, not only to your child. Ask questions. Wait. Listen. Respond. Ask questions. Wait. Listen. Respond. Then play. Play teaches more social skills than many formal lessons. Play, oh my dear. Play teaches many social skills. Play will teach more social skills than many formal lessons. Play can never be overemphasized. Play is very, very crucial. It could be board games. Teach them to start playing. They don't really need to know how to really do it. Just guide them. Play. With that board game, you'll be able to teach them a lot. Teach them critical thinking. Teach them analytical skills. Teach them problem solving. Teach them how to wait, delay gratification. They will learn a lot. Pretend cooking. How many of you know that cooking is one way you can teach executive functioning skills? Through cooking. I had to teach my child how to cook. Through cooking, you learn executive functioning skills. Mainly, a lot comes through cooking. Pretend cooking. Building blocks. Building blocks. Use building blocks to teach those children social skills. It helps more than many formal lessons that you are expecting. Building blocks. Building blocks. Another thing is board games. Buy ball, play games, throw. See, with board, with ball, you can teach even eye contact. You can teach. You want to track the eye gaze of the child. Throw the ball to the child. Let them throw back to you. A lot of things can happen through play. You see, play. You will use play to teach your child a lot. Speech. You use play to teach balance. You use play to teach a lot of things. Even regulation, you use play to bring that even hyperactivity. Play, very, very crucial. Please, if you've not been playing with your child, you've not been engaging them in play, start so today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow might be too late. Play, engage them in play. It is very important. Hide and seek. You see that hide and seek game, they are learning a lot. They are thinking, calculating. Oh, where is this person? They are trying to locate. Hide and seek is very crucial. Daily routines. Daily routines is another one. We talked about play. Now, daily routines. The dining table, the supermarket, church, family visits, morning greetings. Yes, we have. If you register for the Madme just made me remember. If you register for a foundational course that is happening, transform your special needs child's life like a pro. If you happen, we are going to be having free resources. We have a 30-day playbook. It is loaded. You have not seen this anywhere. If you saw it, they stole it from me. You have not seen this anywhere else. A 30-day playbook. You will see it. Lots of things you will do. Very, very important. And this is coming to you free. On a normal day, we have it in our store sold, which you will pay for it 4,000 naira to get it. But this and others are coming as extra, benefit for registry for that course. We have the eye contact manual is there, the workbook. You have, in fact, we have a lot. We have up to like 4 different resources attached to this course. If you register for this course, you will be having all that come to you free of charge. On a normal day, those workbooks, those ebooks alone should cost more than 25,000 naira on their own, minus the 3-day course. And we're also going to be giving you a 7-day follow-up challenge, a 7-day practical tools, practical steps on how to help your child. These are you are going to be getting for free. 7 days, you are going to be having a tip, like a glance of what is happening in our inner circle, the Peacemaker Parents Tribe. You're going to be having this for 7 days, and it's all free. So it's not something you want to miss. And the slot will soon shut down because we need to focus on the capacity we can handle. So if you've not registered or you know someone that would benefit from it, let them send us a DM. Register for that course. So back to what we were saying. The supermarkets, church, family visits, bedtime conversation, daily routines, because we're talking about daily routines. One of the ways to help, that's way better than workbooks, way better than many textbooks you are looking for. On the dining table, there is a lot you can teach. The supermarket, the church, family visits, morning greetings, bedtime conversations. These ordinary moments become extraordinary classrooms. You see, these day-to-day activities becomes extraordinary classrooms, these ordinary moments. So you need to realize this. Now, I want to tell you what parents should stop doing. Dear parents of children with special needs, stop expecting perfection. Yes, you heard me. Stop expecting perfection. You see that perfection, living in that perfect world, it is an illusion. Don't be expecting perfection. Just rather focus on progress over perfection. Is your child making progress? Is your child thriving? Is your child, what are you doing what you're supposed to do on a daily basis? Don't expect perfection. That's one thing you should stop doing. Secondly, stop comparing your child. I have said this, I wish I can say it louder. Stop comparing your child. The child you are comparing your child with is not on the same journey with your child. Was not born, even if the child was born by the same parent, they do not have the same blueprint of destiny. They do not have the same life. Their destiny is different. Stop comparing. Even identical twins, don't compare them. Number 3, stop speaking for your child every time. These are takeaways I want you to go with today. Stop speaking for your child every time. Stop speaking for your child every time. Stop rushing every interaction. Please, dear parents, instead, celebrate progress. Instead, allow processing time. Because when you ask a child question, don't just rushing into that. You can ask, oh, what did you do today? Don't just say, oh, give them time. You see that pause works a lot. You see them, they process it because they might not be able to just give you the answer spontaneously. They'll process it and now give you answer. So allow processing time. Another thing is model respectful communication. Then be patient. You see, patience is a gift. Be patient. Be patient. Imagine two children. Both cannot tie their shoelaces. I want you to just imagine this. I want you to just figure this out. This is a very vivid illustration. Two children, both cannot tie their shoelaces. One parent says, you are too old for this. Why can't you still tie your shoelace at this age? You should be doing this by now. The other parent says, let me teach you one step at a time. One child grows ashamed. That's why you see timidity, low self-esteem comes in because they are ashamed into what they couldn't do. One child grows ashamed. The other child grows confident. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference was teaching. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference was teaching. The same is true for social stories, is social skills. The same is true for social skills. The challenge for the next 7 days, I'm giving you this challenge. Teach only one social skills. Just one. I didn't say 10. I didn't say 2. It could be greeting people. It could be asking for help. It could be waiting, because waiting is a gift. Generally, you must learn to wait. Teach them. Maybe saying thank you. Repeat it every day. You will see they will gain mastery. Children learn through repetition, not pressure. Children learn through repetition, not pressure. The missing piece. I have shared principles tonight, but here is something I've learned after working with many families. No two children learn the same way. No two children learn the same way. Some children need visual support. Some need play-based learning. Some need structured routines. Some need sensory strategies. Some need help understanding emotions. So the biggest question isn't what works. It's what works for my child. You need to realize this, dear parents. The biggest question is not what works. It is what works for my child. That is why I created the PCTAP Foundation program, because parents don't need more information. They need guidance. You see how I explained? We're going to be taking you, even after the challenge, after the 3 days, we're going to be taking you on another 1 week to guide you, support you on the journey. You're going to be experiencing firsthand how it is, proper guidance, of which if you want to have access to me, it's not something you just see like that. You're going to pay for it. But because of this course, you're going to be having access to me for 1 whole week. You would need guidance, because inside this program, we help families understand their child's unique strengths and their challenges. Together, we create practical strategies that fit into everyday life, into social skills. We create that everyday life, social skills becomes part of their child's daily routine, not just something discussed during a webinar. This is practical. You cannot, I bet you that money is just, you are just tipping it for what you'll be receiving. For what you'll be receiving. So I want to believe with you that this is more than, will I say bonanza, a bonus just for you. I want to believe with you that this is just a giveaway. For that amount, 14,000, you still have the opportunity to pay now. 14,999 is going to be entering 20,000 naira very soon. So take the opportunity, just seize the moment and register. Send us a DM. Let us know. And also, if you are registering for up to 10 persons, we are going to be having a special discount. We're going to be giving you 40% discount if you are registered for up to 10 persons. We'll give you 40% discount just for you to know that it's not really all about the money, but come and get the knowledge that you need. I want you to live with these thoughts. One day, people may forget your child's diagnosis, but they will remember how your child made them feel. Whether your child can greet someone warmly, whether they can ask for help, whether they can build friendships, whether they can work with others. Those are the skills that open doors throughout life. How many of you have seen that, you see one child that is always greeting people, always greeting others? If you want to do anything, you say, oh, that child, come, that child can greet very well. That greeting alone can make that child have favor before others than even the ones that cannot greet. You see the one that cannot greet, you see them as being rude. You see them. So that's why you need to teach them, because that will stay in the heart of people. Whether they can work with others, whether they have that skills, because this will open doors throughout life. And here's the beautiful truth: social skills can be taught. It can be taught. You don't need to live it that way. That your child don't know how to greet, you leave. You must see that what you say, greet, do it like this. Role play. We've talked about role play. Every small interaction today is an investment to your child's future. That is why when we say invest into your child's future, you are not doing anybody. I got here is not by chance. It did not fall on me. There are some things that will not fall on you, even if 1 gallon of anointing oil is poured on. It does. You train, because Bible says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. There are some things that will never happen except you go for knowledge. Dear parents, go for knowledge in helping your child. It's not a death sentence. You don't need to remain there. You need to help your child. You need to help your child. It is not a death sentence. So you need to invest in this. Thank you for choosing to invest in your child's future. And if you are ready for ongoing support, we'll be honored to work with you on that journey on the Pacesetter Foundational Program. One thing you realize is what will make this webinar transformational is not the number of tips. It's not the number of tips you hear today. It's the number of action you follow. It's not the number of tips you hear. There are tips and hacks everywhere. You go to social media, you will see tips everywhere. At times you become confused. Somebody was telling me, was it last week, that he heard that we should do this. Then in also another person's page, he was not saying opposite of that. If you do this, your child will never get better. She said she is confused. She does not know what to do. I said, you cannot get your child transformed through tips and hacks. No, you cannot, because one person is telling you do this, another person is telling you don't do that. If you are not careful, you'll be. That's why you see a lot of persons that their children are regressing on a daily basis, because today they have rushed. They have heard this. They have rushed. They have heard that it's this supplement. They have rushed to buy it. They have heard that it's this one. They have rushed to do it. After everything, they realize that they are even now complicating issues for themselves and the child. The child is not even getting better. Instead, things are getting worse. Things are getting worse. So you realize this, and it's very crucial that you commit to a process. You commit to a community that understands an accountability system. You need to understand this. So what will make this webinar transformational is knowing that you need to commit to a process, not just tips. No one webinar can help you solve your problem. No one webinar will just take you from the level where you need to be to another level. No, you need to come to the Pacesetter Parents Tribe. You will get a support that you're looking for, strategies, step-by-step approach, because there are some things you're supposed to do first. If you do it last, you compound your issues. There are some things you're supposed to do last, you not do them first. So you need to realize this, and it is very crucial. Thank you for joining today. I do not take your time for granted. We'll be seeing tomorrow again with another amazing session. Just pick 1 or 2 things you are learning here. Go with it. It will help you, and get committed to a